How does murder impact property value? So I saw this come up in my alerts, man, and I thought this was kind of interesting. They call them murder houses. These are known as stigmatized properties by the National Association of Realtors. Now, what's interesting, and this is events such as murder, suicide, a notorious previous owner, alleged occurrences like hauntings and stuff like that. So now I'm going to tell you what. I'll tell you guys a quick story. In a lot of states, now this article's from California. A lot of states, you don't even have to disclose this. If somebody died in the house or whatever, dude, I'll tell you guys a real crazy story. The house that I live in was built in the early '70s, and it was in Architectural Digest magazine and all this stuff. And anyway, it's kind of a cool house. It's kind of unique. We bought it. The lady that owned it had lived there basically since it was new. She's the only owner that ever lived there. Well, one night I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden I feel like somebody grabs me on my shoulder and kind of shakes me. So I open my eyes and I see an old woman's back walk out of the master bedroom into the hallway, and then I see her dog get up, and I see the dog get up, and I can hear the lady walking down the stairs, right? I can hear the lady walking down the stairs. I hear the stairs creaking, right? Then I hear her talking to my dog, and she says to the dog, I clearly heard her. She said, I've lived in this house over 30 years. I have 2 dogs too. Well, it was kind of odd. I mean, I'm laying there, and this is 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, holy shit. So I'm thinking, like, I've got a lot of older people in my neighborhood and stuff, and I'm thinking, like, maybe we left the sliding glass door open. Maybe some older lady that's sick or has dementia or something's come in the house. And dude, so I get up and I'm easing down the stairs, just to see what's down there and see if I see anybody, And I walk downstairs, man. I look all around, look in the closets, look in everything, and I did not see anything at all. This woman nobody was there. I did not see an old woman. The old woman, I swear to God, I saw the old woman. She was wearing a nightgown. And so anyway, a couple of weeks later, I'm on the phone. The previous owner, she liked to call me every now and then, just talk about different people, because I knew a lot of people in the neighborhood before I lived there, and she knew a lot of people too. And she'd call me, and she was older, and she would ask me, how this person's doing or that person's doing. And when I'm on the phone with her, she told me just out of nowhere, she said, yeah, when my mom died, I never went back to the property because I felt like I could feel her there. And then, so I said, did your mom have a dog? And she goes, my mom had 2 miniature Dachshunds her entire life. Like, she said that they were different ages, and when one died, she just got another one to replace it. And dude, I think this woman was still in the house. Or maybe she's still in the house. Hadn't saw her in a long time, hadn't heard from her or nothing, but we'd have several things going on. Like, you'd be upstairs asleep, and you'd hear an old lady talking downstairs. I mean, it was clearly an older, elderly lady. You'd hear the cabinet doors open and closing in the kitchen and stuff, and I'd wake up like, holy shit, and then I'd go down there and nothing would be there. I'd swear to God something was in my house. But we got a lot of that stuff down in Georgetown County in South Carolina. We got a lot of ghost stories. We got a lot of funky stuff. But and actually here I'll tell you what, sometimes I think those cool stories and those old stories, actually, I think it makes the property more appealing in our area. We have a lot of historical stuff. Like we've got Georgetown County played a big role historically in the United States, so we've got a lot of cool stuff like that, and a lot of cool historical stories, a lot of history stuff, and a lot of really just great things. So here I think it's appealing, but I don't know about like an actual like murder or suicide. I think the historical ghosts are appealing. I don't know about one that a new ghost from like last week. You know what I mean? But according to this, in an interview with Vice, this guy develops case studies and decides how they're going to affect properties. He says that a tainted property can expect a 15 to 25% decrease in value. So, and it takes 10 to 25 years for the stigma to go away. So, man, I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought I would share it with you guys, and that a murder or somebody dying in a house would affect it. Look at this too. The Los Angeles condo where Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were murdered sat on the market for 2 years before selling for a loss of $525,000. But you know what? That was a unique case, man. That was a case that was literally all over the news, right? And it says the home that serial murderer John Wayne Gacy was foreclosed on, completely demolished and readdressed. You know, that's kind of interesting too. But see, that's a big story. I think that, you know, just a random person getting killed in a house, I'm not sure that would decrease the value. Like, I remember, meanwhile, Los Angeles site of the 1969 Manson. So that's another one, man. That's just a big thing in the news. Like, there's a house sitting on the market here where it actually sold not long ago. That the story was there's a witch under the stairs, and it's one of the it's a prominent house downtown Georgetown. And it's just got this really cool story. However, if you see the witch, it means that you're going to die or somebody's going to die close to you. So you probably don't want to see the witch. But it had a lot of really cool stories. It was a bed and breakfast for years. And we got a lot of these properties down here. I'm not really sure. The historical ones I don't think are, you know, are diminishing value. Not in my area at least. But I think it's pretty interesting. How does murder or a ghost or haunting or something impact a property? So, guys, hey, if you like me sharing some of this interesting stuff I've been seeing in my news feed and seeing in comment below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe.